Hey guys, alright, we have another week and we have more oils to go through. So I'm going to dive right in and talk about purification. We love this oil, and one of the reasons that we love this oil is because of all the singles that it has in it. Our favorite single, it's a 6 oil blend, and one of our favorite single oils that is in here is citronella. Citronella, I haven't memorized every single one of these, so I'm just going to go through them and talk about some of the properties that each one of them has, and you'll find that as I'm reading them, some of them have a lot of similar qualities, and they all work together to create our miraculous oil purification. So citronella is an antiseptic, antibacterial, antispasmodic, anti-inflammatory, insecticidal, and insect repelling. So what do I use it for? That pretty much says it all. We live in, as you can tell, our backyard is like a jungle. We have a lot of trees, a lot of low-hanging leaves, and we live in Alabama. So the humidity is high. When it rains, the humidity just sticks. It sticks to all these leaves, and mosquitoes are attracted to that. And so whenever we go outside, it's like a feeding frenzy. It's literally dodging bullets when we go outside. So my two boys, what I used to do was spray them with off or DEET. DEET is a chemical in off, and I started doing some research on that, on the DEET, whenever I got into the oils, and learned that it is huge in respiratory effect, like damaging respiratory effects. Not only in when you apply them, it's getting into your bloodstream, you're breathing that in, and it's just really creating all these situations that you definitely want to avoid. Breathing issues, headaches, vomiting, even seizures. I mean, you think about it, if you go out numerous times, even if you just go out every day and spray that on, you're continuously adding that chemical to your bloodstream and not really giving it a whole lot of time to come out of your bloodstream, especially if you're going out numerous times a day. So putting that into your lungs, into all this part of your head right here, because you've got all these different sinus cavities and all these different systems that are working together, and it's going to create havoc. And so I just wanted to eliminate that from my life and eliminate that from putting that on my children. And when I found out about purification, I was delighted and happy and excited that there was another alternative for that. So what I do is I just have a 2-ounce bottle. It's a small bottle. I've made them up for people, for friends, and they've gotten some really good uses out of them, and really enjoyed using those as well. I like to just make it in a small bottle because I like to just pop it in my purse, and whenever we're at the park or at someone else's house, I can spray that on and not have to worry about carrying a large bottle with me or forgetting it or whatever. So I mix half of it with witch hazel and the other with distilled water, and then I put 30 drops of purification in there, shake it up, ready to rock. When I put it on the face, I actually just rub it on my hands and then rub it on the face. I don't want to spray it because I don't want it to get into their eyes. If it does get into their eyes, then you don't want to wash that out with water. It will actually intensify the pain. So you would want to use a carrier oil to wash that oil out of the eye. So you could use, we like to use grapeseed oil. That's one of our main carrier oils, but you could use any oil that you wanted to. Just know that don't use water. So I just wanted to talk about some other oils in this blend, and the next one is going to be lemongrass. It has a strong antifungal property and is purifying and antibacterial. Rosemary is another. It is antiseptic, antifungal, antimicrobial, and it may be beneficial for skin conditions and dandruff. We like to use this one. It's winter time, skin dries out, or scalp is going to dry out. My son actually has a condition where it's almost like dandruff, but it actually attacks like the hair follicles, and his hair will actually come out in small patches. It's kind of sad. So I didn't know what to do. I had used all these prescription medications. We went to the dermatologist and tried to combat it. It did not work, and I just didn't want all that going into his scalp, and so we started using that, and it does help. It did help, and we used it in a blend of other oils, and put that in a spray bottle and then sprayed it on his hair in order to help combat that fungus that was there. So The next oil is Melaleuca alternifolia, also known as Melaleuca A, or tea tree oil. A lot of people would call it tea tree oil just because it's the same thing. It is antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic, antiseptic, and anti-inflammatory. And one of the lavandin is an antifungal, antibacterial, and antiseptic, and a tissue regenerator. And then myrtle is an antibacterial and may also support the immune function in fighting colds, flu, and other infectious disease. And we do diffuse purification a lot. We diffuse it with thieves, especially just to kind of help fight any type of sickness or illness that's going around our house. If we come in from being in a public area and we've just got germs and yucky stuff all over us, then we like to just diffuse that purification and thieves for that. So anyway, so that's kind of how we use it. I know that was a lot of information. That's a lot of singles in this oil. But as you can tell, a lot of the properties that I talked about, they all work together. They all work together so we talked about like antifungal, we talked about antiseptic. It's really good to put on cuts and scrapes just because of those properties. So please comment and tell me how it's helped you. Tell me a story, tell me a situation, and I look forward to hearing from you guys and sharing this with other people in our group. Thanks, guys.